Hello guys, my name is DSGS and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about my entire collection of Doctor Who DVDs. I'm basically doing an entire series. For the first time you will get to see all of the DVDs that I have, but I hope that you enjoy it because I really enjoy talking about these kind of things. So these are all my Doctor Who DVDs. I'm more of a new Who collector than an old classic Who collector, but I have a certain amount of them. So I thought I bought The 10th Planet about the time that Twice Upon a Time came out. I thought that it would be a good idea to watch that, and it was an alright story. God, I can imagine the hate just for saying that. Power of the Daleks, which is getting a special release, so I might have to buy that in a couple of months because I don't like the animation in Power of the Daleks. Then we have the two Steelbooks for the Macra Terror and the Faceless Ones, both completely animated versions of the classic stories. They were great episodes. Next we have the Moonbase. Moonbase is a great little story with the Cybermen in it. Tomb of the Cybermen is the last Patriot Troughton episode that I own. Then we have Spearhead from Space, which is a great story. I think one of the first ones that I bought. I think the receipt is actually still in this case for the episode. Yeah, I bought it on the 24th of July 2017. That was the first Classic Who one I bought, and it was a great episode, and I'm glad that I bought it. I do feel like it's a bit of a shame that I didn't get the Blu-ray or the Steelbook or something like that, because I'm a bit of a stickler for that kind of stuff. Then we have the Time Warrior, which is the introduction episode of Sarah Jane. Then we have Planet of the Spiders. I'm yet to watch this episode. I had a bit of an eBay sort of spree when I bought a lot of DVDs over recent months. Planet of the Spiders is Pertwee's last episode. I'm yet to watch it. Then we have Periods of Mars, which is a great episode. Haven't seen it in ages. I watched it when I was going to Derby for a wedding. And that was the only time I think I've ever watched it. I need to watch it again. Invasion of Time was another episode that came from the whole spree of buying classic Who DVDs during the last couple of months. Invasion of Time, I've seen it before. It's a great episode, really long, but a great episode. And it does take a while for it to get going properly. Then we have Sharda, which is a great, really long story, so be warned. I was quite new to all of this classic Who stuff, so I was really confused why, for some reason, the entire episode was all in one go. Maybe there's a way that you can watch them in terms of episodes, because I've never seen that anywhere else apart from on this Steelbook, but I did quite enjoy it. It was ages ago since I saw it. And then quite an off thing. I don't normally buy these box sets, but I saw this one. It was fairly cheap. It was between two really great Doctors, so I decided to get it. I've bought most of these second hand, these classic ones. I've bought in Kex or on eBay, whatever. This one I bought in Kex, and this was the Keeper of Track and Logopolis and Castrovalva. This is the New Beginnings box set between the 4th and the 5th Doctor. Then we have Earthshock, an excellent Cyberman story, one of the first ones that I bought. Definitely enjoyable, one of the best stories I think I've ever seen. Arc of Infinity, which is really silly, but I did enjoy it. I think it's one of those episodes that's a bit like Marmite, and I think some people do like it and some people don't like it. But I did quite like it, even though it was incredibly silly. Resurrection of the Daleks. This one is damaged, which is annoying. You've got a great Doctor, you've got Davros, you've got Daleks. Really, what else can you want? And also a Dalek gets pushed off a side of a building and it crashes on the ground. Great shot. And then my final story for this kind of classic batch is Remembrance of the Daleks. The story that just arrived the other day. An excellent story. Seen it before. I love it to bits, but I feel like the cover kind of lets it down because it doesn't give you the full scope of the episode. Like the Resurrection of the Dalek ones, Resurrection of the Dalek episode. Like, look at that, and then look at that compared to that. We all know which one's better there. Right, and then we come into the collection box sets. I currently have 4 of these. I love these things, but I only started buying them with season 26, so I kind of had to source the other ones through second edition. That was the series 12 one, which is a second edition. A great box set, has some excellent episodes in it. Genesis. Basically, I think I like all of the episodes in this box set. Genesis of the Daleks is excellent. Revenge of the Cybermen is probably the weakest, but it's still enjoyable in some aspects. And I think the same kind of goes for a Robot. There's some really silliness to it, but it's still really, really fun. Season 14, which I'm currently working my way through, among other things. Loving all the behind-the-scenes content. In fact, with all of these that I've seen, I really love the behind-the-scenes content, as well as the episodes. The episodes just look excellent. Robots of Death is an excellent story. Hand of Fear, excellent. Deadly Assassin, excellent. And I'm really looking forward to getting into the last couple of them. I think I've just watched the... Remembering Sarah Jane episode, documentary. It was great, very emotional, and I'm looking forward to starting. Well, I've started Deadly Assassin, to completing Deadly Assassin in the next day or two, and someone's doing the bloody hoovering. Then we have the season 26 box set. I bought this on eBay for incredibly cheap. They do happen occasionally if you're extremely lucky. I did a video on this the other week when I talked about how I kind of got these kind of things, but this one is in particular, because I got this for £45. Just out of sheer luck and the fact that it was just newly listed. No one's seen it yet, so I went and snapped it up the second I saw it. And I will annotate the video up above. But this contains Trial of the Time Lord. I'm yet to watch it. So I can't really say anything more. The packaging to this is excellent, and I'm looking forward to getting onto it in time. And then season 26 was the first box set that I bought out of this collection. I've got a special place in my heart for this one. Some of the stories I'm not too keen on. Battlefield, for example, I think is a little bit too silly, but I can kind of forgive it because it is Doctor Who. But Curse of Fenwick is an excellent episode. Survival is excellent. Ghostlight is pretty nice as well. I won't call it excellent, but I do like it. I did a video on season 26. I do a series when I talk about each episode of Classic Who and I recommend it. And I did a whole season 26 one, and I can annotate that somewhere on the screen. Right, and then we kind of transfer into the new Who stuff. This became my true passion. Like, this is what I started collecting years ago. But first off, we have the TV movie. I bought this the other week. Really enjoyable. If you haven't seen this, I suggest you do. You kind of have to give it some sort of forgiveness for being a little bit silly and having a few things that you might just want to sort of push to the back of your head and kind of try and forget about, because they try to introduce things that seem to just get ignored in the future. And then you have the season 1 Steelbook. So this thing is worth a lot of money, apparently. According to eBay, this thing goes for about 200 quid. And I was extremely thankful that when I bought it, when I bought series 2, when I bought series 2, I was able to buy season 1 not long after, series 1 not long after, because that was still available at that point. But now these things can no longer be bought from shops such as Amazon. Excellent series, excellent cover. What more can I say? Then we have the Series 2 set. I really do love Series 2. I think a lot of people don't. For me, it has some of my favourite episodes that I loved as a child. It also includes my favourite villain, the Cybermen, their reintroduction, which is why I fell in love with them in the first place. One of the saddest endings to a series, I think, in Doctor Who history, in my opinion anyway. An excellent artwork as well. And then Series 3, once again, excellent artwork, front and back, and an excellent series. I just love putting these things on, because to me, just having the DVDs that you can kind of see in the background, that didn't feel like it had much sort of worth, like quality built sort of worth to it. And I think a Steelbook gave that kind of sense that this was precious, which I quite liked. And this is why I quite like buying these things on Steelbook. And then we continue on with Series 4, excellent series. The rewatch for Stolen Earth and Journey's End the other month was just beautiful. It made me fall in love with the series even more. It just contains great episodes. And the shame with all of these, in fact, is that they never include much else apart from the episodes. You know, there's no extra behind-the-scenes stuff that you get with the collection. And then you have the complete specials, which has a great shot on it. I always forget I have this because there's only a couple of episodes on it, but it was still sold as the same price as the other ones. So they have kind of tried to weigh it out a bit more by putting more stuff on it. I think Dreamland is on here, if that's what it was called. Let me check. Yeah, there was like a bonus disc that they included Dreamland and those animation things and the episode of Sarah Jane Adventures when the Doctor appears. All of that kind of gets put on here, which is nice. Little additions to it. It's a great set there as well, especially if you like the 10th Doctor. And then Series 5, I would argue, has some of the best artwork of the entire lot. I've said this for all of them, but I think each one kind of tops the next one. So Series 5 has the best artwork to me because I think it has the best sort of pattern that connects to the series, features all of the characters. Just watching this when it first came out again made me realise how good the older series, including this one, was. And then we come on to something that I bought recently off eBay, which is the Complete Six series. Now, I previously had these on DVD, and I thought that I would start trying to collect them more on Blu-ray in the meantime. I think a bit of a discombobulated series because I always felt like they split them, which made me kind of frazzle my mind and how everything went. I will give this a full watch over because I'm not as familiar with this and the next series as I want to be. But I was really happy with this Blu-ray when it arrived. The discs look great. The packaging on the Blu-ray, I was really happy with it, and I got it for a great price as well. And then we have Series 6. Now, I have this currently in the DVD volumes. One day I will get them on Blu-ray, but the Steelbooks are kind of like my passion, so I kind of want to get them on Steelbook, but I thought Series 6 was incredibly cheap, so I thought I'd go for it. And one day I will go for the same with Series 7. And then we have Day of the Doctor, and it's a real big shame to me that I was never able to get the Blu-ray version, you know, that special edition thing. Never got that, and I was always really disappointed with that. One day I keep meaning to buy the Blu-ray version of that episode because a lot has changed since I first got that in terms of actually getting my hands on a Blu-ray player. And then we have Time of the Doctor, which also includes all of Matt Smith's Christmas specials, which was a great way to make sure that I had them all because I don't think I bought any of his Christmas specials, so I thought this could sort of tie everything up and I could get all of them in one disc, which is a much better way to put them, to be honest. And then we have the 8th series, a pretty solid series, a few episodes I really don't like. Kill the Moon, for example, and Forest in the Night. I think not many people like Forest in the Night, but overall has some great episodes. Then we have the Christmas special. I actually haven't seen this in ages. This was the last Christmas special, which ripped off Alien. This is the problem with being a bit of a completionist with this kind of stuff, is that you have to fill in every gap, even if that episode is not something that you love with a passion that you'd really want to have on your shelf. And then we have Series 9. One day, just one day, I will be able to buy the Steelbook for this, because this has been something that I tried to get my hands on. I've put it on my kind of watch list on eBay, and it's just incredibly hard to find for some reason. Then we have the Christmas special, which is The Husbands of Riversong. That's what it's called, isn't it? Yep. Like I said before, I think that Christmas specials in the Capaldi era have been a bit naff. So this kind of follows the same thing. Haven't seen it in ages though. Must give it a watch at some point. This is how I feel about most of my DVDs, to be honest, is I must watch them soon. Next we have the return of Dr. Mysterio. After the show being on a bit of a hiatus for a year, I was quite happy to see it's back. We got this episode, which was a bit of a riff on the superhero stuff. It's extremely cheesy. Not very Doctor Who-like, but I did actually rather enjoy it. And then we have the Series 10 Steelbook, which was an excellent addition, something that I was extremely lucky to get. I'm really happy with this. I intend to watch all of Series 10 again before the rewatch of the final two parts on Saturday. And then we have the Twice Upon a Time on Blu-ray. I decided at this point that I was going to start collecting them more on Blu-ray, so I started buying them from Blu-ray now. I have mixed feelings on this episode. I think it's a bit of a waste, and I do feel like Moffat was forced to kind of do the Christmas special when it really should have ended with the Doctor Falls. Then we have Series 11, when I bought this off eBay, and it came in like a kind of plastic sleeve, so I've just left it in there. It has some nice episodes in it. Some episodes I don't like, and I think that the style of the Steelbook overall is simple, and I think it's quite effective because of that, but it's also really simple. You know, look at the Series 10 one. That thing is beautiful. That's not really something that I really want to display as much as I do with the others. And then we have the Series 12 Steelbook, which recently came out. Caught it. We have the Series 12 Steelbook, which recently came out, which I think improves massively on that design problem. I think it looks great, has some really enjoyable episodes in it. I was rather happy with the improvements that Series 11 made, the Series 12 made compared to Series 11, and I'm really happy to get this cover because I think the Master is definitely the best part of Series 12. Because we're still on the theme of Doctor Who, this is kind of like my duplicates pile. In a weird sense. Before I bought a whole bunch of them on Steelbooks and Blu-rays, this was how I got all of them. I got them all in volumes. So I have Series 5 out here at the front. I've got the complete Series 5. I have the end of Series 2 there, Volume 5 that is, The Runaway Bride, Series 3, Voyage of the Damned, Series 4, the complete specials there. A Christmas Carol, Season 6, the Sontaran Experiment, which I'm soon going to take the disc and replace that with the Resurrection of the Daleks, so I can actually get the thing fixed, which has just occurred to me. And then we have Series 10, which I bought in volumes as they were released, but now have no real need for them. The reason that I still keep them, I think, is because when I go on holiday, you can't play Blu-rays, not on the ones that I've bought on my DVD player thing, and on DVD players wherever you go, like the access to that kind of stuff's not really possible, which is part of the reason why I still keep them. Part of the reason is that I don't really want to lose them. You know, watching Doomsday, for example, was something that I used to do as a child because I've had this since I was a child. Well, by child I mean like 10 years ago. So to sell them, to do anything like that would be terrible to me. We also have, I forgot about these ones, Resolution, which I bought on Blu-ray because that was included in the Series 12 box set, and Series 11, which I bought on Blu-ray initially as well. And then the final two that I bought, so for some reason at one point, I don't know whether this is still the case, but somebody told me that you can buy, if you get the older series, so Series 1, 2 and 3 on the original releases, the DVDs, then they're worth something now. So I have Series 1, I think they might have been lying to me, but I got Series 1, which is on DVD, which was released in like 2005, so it's a bit battered, but it's fine. And then we have the complete second series, which I bought, and that is on DVD, which is a great looking box set. It has everything folding out, and you've got all this behind the scenes stuff, the great imagery. It's definitely one of my favourites. We still have spin-offs, for example, to go through, such as the first series of Class, which is the only series that they made. They did make some Big Finish stuff, and I'm thinking I might review the first 2 volumes that I've seen. I haven't quite decided whether I should do that or not. Okay, then we'll go into Torchwood. So we have Torchwood Series 1, Torchwood Series 2, surprisingly enough. Great series, Series 2. I actually prefer it to Season 1, I think. And then we have Torchwood, wrong one. Then we have Torchwood Children of Earth. The reason this is in Blu-ray was because I bought it second hand, and I saw it for $5 second hand, and I was like, okay then, I'm gonna get it on Blu-ray then. No real reason behind it. And then we have the DVD for Torchwood Miracle Day, which I really do enjoy. I had a bit of a phase the other year, I believe it was, when it was Sarah Jane, like 15 years it's been on TV or something like that. I thought it would be a good idea to buy a couple, so I bought Series 1, and I bought Series 2, as well. But then they all appeared on iPlayer. I stopped buying them. But I do have series 1 and 2. Very good series. Which was surprising because I remember watching them as a child and I used to be frightened by every single episode, and they're still pretty frightening today. That I've realised that how high quality that series is, even though it's just made for kids. Okay, so that was the end of this part. Come back maybe in a couple of days, maybe even possibly a week, for the second part when I talk about everything else, including Game of Thrones, Marvel, everything that I'm really interested in. And I'm going to be talking about that next time. So thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure you get subscribe if you are new. I shall see you soon. Goodbye.